today we're going to make a heart-shaped card that you could use for weddings or anniversaries or even Valentine's Day. So I went ahead and cut out the colored hearts with just use some scrap paper that I had. Just wanted to pick them in the same hue, and that usually makes them coordinate. So sometimes that can be a little tricky to find scraps that work, but I was able to get that. And then I did this shimmer for the white one, and then I'm just going to use a regular card base. So with this SVG set, there's it's almost like you could put this on top of this part and then just use like a shorter piece of paper for the top. But I went ahead and found this cute pink color that I thought went well with all these hues, and I'm just going to use that for this one. Now for Valentine's Day, you could write something on here. I have this shiny paper, so it doesn't really stamp very well with the ink that I have. So I have another idea in mind. All right, so these first ones that we have are gonna go on something like this, and you want them according to the, you don't have to do it this way, but according to how I designed these. This corner should touch here, this corner should touch here, and then these should touch over here. And then this one, you could tuck it behind or on top of one or two of these purple ones. And then your edge should line up over here. So however you want to tilt those or angle them. And then when you're all done, they each should touch each other. So if you were to cut behind there, you would have a straight line between them. So if we tip this one a little bit, and then angle this one a little bit different, you'll see you could cut a line down the center if you wanted to trim off your card, but we're just gonna leave it for this one. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and add some double-sided tape, and I got this one off of Amazon. So put it in there and then just up a hair, so not quite centered. I also have a little ink set that I'm going to use too with this. So for the next one, I'm going to go with the two purple ones flat, and I think I mixed up which ones went on top and which ones went on the bottom. So all I'm going to do is slightly center or slightly set them on top of where I want them, and then I will go back and firmly press them on a little bit later, and that will make them match up a little bit better. So we're gonna go ahead and put this guy here. But for this one, I'm gonna use these foam squares. I like this. It adds a little bit of dimension to the card, so it doesn't just look like flat things adhered to it. Sometimes that works, but for this one, I wanna add just a little bit of dimension in there. And then for the yellow one, we're gonna go ahead and put one right in the center, peel that off, and then I'm going to add one more foam square on top. And again, this will just add another layer of dimension that's a little bit deeper, so you can see it's a little bit higher than the other one. Now for this pink one, I have a little stamp set. I don't know if you can read that, but it says "Be Mine." It came with another set, but I'm gonna go ahead and use that. I like to put something behind them just so that they stamp a little bit better. Whoops, good thing I looked because I had it upside down. I'll close this quick so that I don't end up smearing it. And then this one, we're gonna just offset right there. And I think just to make it stand out a little bit, we will, go ahead and add a foam square to the back of this guy too. Now I have this baker's twine that is white and purple, so I thought that was a fun addition. It kind of pulls those other two hearts together. And let me grab my scissors. I'm going to tie this bow down a little bit further towards, whoops, need a little bit more string over here. And then just really simple. I was trying to hold that up so you guys could see it, but that was not working for me. So let me just lay it down here. And then all you want to do is just tie like a regular bow. If you want, you could get fancy, but I just tie it as if, you know, you were tying your shoestrings or something like that. And then I always feel like it's better to have it too big than too long. You can always trim it, but we can't make them grow. And then we'll cut that one just a little bit shorter. And then it adds a fun accent down here now. Just something super simple. You could stamp something on here. You could write a note or something on here. And then on the inside, you could also add a little bit more. Now you also, another idea is you could cut out extra hearts, or you could resize some of these, duplicate them in InDesign or in your software for your cutting machine, make them just a little bit smaller, and then you could layer them. But it also works to do some patterned paper and stuff like that, and then add a couple more dimensions. But super simple card, really easy to make, and then you can use up some of your scraps.